What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angela, and today I'm going to show you guys how I achieve this soft glam. Baby, it's giving everything, okay? If you want to see how I achieve this, make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into this video. Let's get into this soft glam. Starting off with the brows. I'm a brows girl first, so I'm going to go in with the brow laminating gel by e.l.f. I love this so much. By the way, I did get my brows done just last week, and I got them laminated and tinted. I love the laminating look on myself, so I love the way they came out. And actually, she tinted them last time, but they came out a little dark, but this time she perfected them. Like, she did an amazing job. So I'm going to continue to get them tinted and laminated. I also get them threaded and no wax. It doesn't work for me. Once I put the product into my brows, I'm going in with the brush and kind of lay them down to make sure they don't move, like so. Now I'm going to use the Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen by NYX. This is literally one of my favorite pens to use for my brows. Now, I did get my brows done just recently, so I don't really need to use much. I just like to mimic my brow hairs with this, just to fill in some of the, spots that I feel like need a little bit of... Using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I haven't used this in so long, but this is a nice brow pencil. And I'm just going to kind of shape my brows a little more. I feel like it just brings the brow out a little more. And I'm going in the front and kind of pull it out. I know it looks crazy, but trust the process. Now you can go above the brow as well, but I prefer to just line them from under the brows. It's up to you, okay? I feel like with this method, it helps to keep the brows straight instead of having them uneven. Keep that in mind. Now I'm going to use the Kulfi concealer to clean my brows up, and I'm going to start right under the brow in the front and just cleaning it up. I like to use a flat brush, and that just helps me clean the brows. Now I'm going to take some of that concealer to the middle. Now you're going to need a little brush and blend that harsh line out. This is it for the brows, but before we move on to the eyes, let's prep the base. I already did my skincare video on that. Is coming out, not too much on your girl, okay? For primers, I'm going to use the One Size Secure the Blur and Secure the Glow. If y'all don't know, I'm a dry skin girl, so hydrating is key. Now, hydrating is not just for the dry girls, okay? If you're oily, make sure you are hydrated, okay? Now, you can prep your skin with primer before you start your brows. It really doesn't matter, but I like to let the product sit for a little bit before I go in with my foundation, just to give it some time to actually do what it's supposed to do, okay? Alright, we're gonna let this marinate. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to apply some concealer, the same one I use to clean my brows, and I'm going to apply some of that onto my lid and blend that out. And that's just going to help me get a clean base and even out my skin tone, because my eyelids are a little darker. We're going to keep it very simple. I'm going in with the Juvias Place bronzer. This is in dark. And I'm going in with the top shade. And I'm going to place it around my crease first, and then blend it out. Keeping it very simple. Make sure you blend it out once you place it onto your eyelid. And I'm going to fill my eyelid with that same color. I want to keep it very simple, but you can always go darker with the color. Now, if you want the liner, you can add one too, but I'm not going to add a liner. Like I said, very simple today. I'm going to apply lashes once I'm done with my base. Now we can move on to the base. Moving on to foundation, I'm going to use the Light Reflecting Foundation by NARS. This is one of my favorite foundation. Like, it hits every time, okay? This is a medium to full coverage foundation. I think this works perfect for the summer. You just want to make sure that your base is prepped accordingly depending on the weather and how your skin is. Now remember, don't apply your foundation under your eyes. We want to minimize creasing under your eyes. Now whatever is left on my brush, I'm going to apply that to my forehead and around my lips. I know we're gonna look crazy, but this is the base, okay? It's very important. Next, I'm going to use the Juvias Place bronzer in Amber. This is one of my favorite bronzer, and it's affordable as well. I prefer bronzer over contour. I remember when I first started doing makeup, contour was everything, but a lot has changed, and bronzing is just, I don't know, it fills my heart. I'm going to contour my nose, and I'm going to go all over my nose right here, not taking it all the way up, but right here on the bridge, because we're gonna fix that with concealer. This is a trusted process type of video, okay? And a little bit on the forehead. Do you like cream or liquid bronzers? Yeah, let me know down below. I like both. It really depends on what type of look I'm going for or what I feel like using that day, but I like both. We all bronzed up. On to the next step, okay? For blush, I'm going to use the liquid blush by e.l.f. This is in the shade Copper Etique. Don't underestimate e.l.f. liquid blush because they are very much pigmented. Now, as you guys can see, I have not applied my concealer. I like to go in with blush first and then blend out the concealer. I think that is a beautiful method. I feel like it just makes everything melt in together so much better, in my opinion. If you haven't tried it, try it and let me know. If you have dark under eyes, it helps canceling out the dark under eyes if you take the blush under the eyes. A little tip, you know. Love, love, love this blush. The face is already given and we're not even done. Next step, concealer. We got one concealer, okay? I'm going to use the Kulfi concealer. And placement is everything, okay? Going to apply this onto my under eyes. And start highlighting my high points of my face. Which this is what it looks like. We don't want to do too much, okay? Just a little bit. Once you apply that concealer, let it sit for a little bit. It will give you a little bit of coverage. If you haven't done your brows by now is the chance to do your brows and get back to your concealer, or go and find something else to do for the next few minutes. After a few minutes, you can go ahead and blend it out. What I like to do is blend out everything besides the under eyes and do the under eyes last. I like to use a brush to blend out my concealer. You can use a sponge, but in my opinion, sponges absorb more product and I don't really want that. But sometimes you can go in and blend out your concealer with a brush and then go back in with a blender and, you know, kind of smooth it out. It really depends on you. Blending out this first, and you see how I placed it. Now, sometimes the product can go a little too far up. Go back in with your foundation brush and kind of blend that out. We're not trying to look crazy, okay? And you see the way I applied my concealer? It's just kind of to help lift up my face. Go in with your foundation or bronzer and blend that out. Now we blend this part out and we want to start with the edges. Take your time blending this out. You see how I did it when I applied the concealer? The nose is already snatched. You see the nose? It's given snatched. Yes, ma'am. You see how everything just melted together? Love, love, love this. Now that we blended out the concealer, I'm going back in with the foundation brush and go under my bronzer and kind of just clean that up just a little bit so it can look like it's literally melting together. Now that the concealer is all blended out, we want to go in and set it. Now, I usually like to wait a little bit before I set it. I know a lot of people want to set immediately after. I actually don't like that. It just creases more. I like to let it dry a little bit, go back in with a brush, blend it out, and then apply some of my setting spray. Then apply some of my setting powder, My favorite setting powder is by One Size Beauty in translucent. I keep it in a little travel size container. I do have the big one and it's a huge container. So I like to kind of just depot it in this one. I do have the pink setting powder as well, and sometimes I like to mix them together. The finish top notch. Now today I'm only going to use the translucent one. Let's get into it. Creasing is normal to a certain extent, okay? Your under eyes crease naturally. Please, let's keep that in mind. I have creases under my eyes, but we want to minimize the creasing from the concealer, if you get what I'm saying. Now that I let it sit for a little bit, I'm going back in with the brush and blend it out. I do want to go and brighten my under eyes a little bit more, so I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty concealer. This is a little bit lighter, and I'm going to apply just a little bit into my inner corner. Tad bit, okay? Tad bit. Not too much, okay? Not too much. We're gonna let that sit for a little bit. When you blend it out, make sure you don't move it too much, because I just want it to stay in the inner corner and not drag it out. So blend it out in place right here. Looks amazing. This is exactly what I want. Letting it sit again, and then with the setting powder. I'm going to use this tiny puff to set my under eyes, and I'm going to use a little bit of this setting powder by One Size Beauty, and I'm going to take a little bit and kind of wipe some of it off and place it onto my under eyes. And I like to go onto my blush as well. This setting powder has never failed me. And go ahead and snatch that nose as well. And I'm going to set everywhere I applied the concealer. Now you can set your whole face, but since I'm going to use other powder products for the rest of my face, I'm just going to set my under eyes. Don't be scared to use powder, okay? Especially my dry skin girls. Don't be scared, okay? Just because we are dry skin girls, we need to be scared of the powder, okay? We're gonna bring the hydration back. Don't even worry about that. I'm going in with the Juvias Place bronzer, and we're going to bronze up. Now we're going in with all the powder products to kind of set the cream or liquid products that we used. The next step might sound crazy, but I'm going to use another cream powder for my blush. Yes, I just love that natural glow it gives. Give it a try. Now don't go crazy, because we have some powder products on already and you don't want it to lift it up. Now you gotta be mindful of what you use. I like to use the blush by Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in Rose Crush. And I'm going to use a tiny brush. You can use your hands as well, but I like to use this brush. Y'all see what I'm talking about? A little bit on the nose. This is what it looks like once I apply the cream blush. You like it? Let me know down below. After we used all the powder products, I'm going in with the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray by e.l.f. I like to use this one to kind of get all the powdery look away. This is going to help. You can use any other spray, but I love to use this one. I used to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. Ugh, love that so much. I ran out of it, okay? Need to re-up on it. But this will do a good job as well. I love the mist on this. I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes, and then we're going to move on to the lips, and we're almost done already. All right, we got the lashes on. It looks so good already. I'm going to use a brown lip liner. If you can use a eyeliner or lip liner, but I'm going to apply that to my waterline. Once we apply that to the waterline, we're going in with the bronzer again and apply that to the lash line. The lashes that I have on are from Shein. I'm gonna see if I can link them down below. I will link all the products that I use down below. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to use the Juvias Place Looks Liner in Cola. And I'm going to use a gloss by Lawless. This is in the color Popsicle. When I tell you Lawless glosses are one of the best. It keeps you moisturized and it stays almost all day. Like for a gloss, top notch, okay? Top notch. If you haven't tried it yet, what are you doing? And this one is in the shade Milkshake. And it has a little more of a pink tone. And to finish up the look, we're going to use the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is just to lock everything in. And this is the finished look. This is my soft glam. You guys let me know if you like it or have any more questions. I will be dropping all the products that I use for this look down below, so make sure you check it out. If you like what you see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is your girl Angela, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye.
It ain't no that you think I had to say. You ain't been calling me baby. Oh, you gonna